Hey guys, welcome to my channel Dantas the Bohemian. I am Joel Dantas, and if you haven't subscribed to my channel yet, please do so immediately and remember to press the bell icon. Today we are going to talk about 10 quirky things that you will only find in Sri Lanka. Now before we go ahead, I would like to say that all of my observations are based on my recent visit to Sri Lanka, and it might not be true for every other person's visit. You see, a lot of these things has to do with the current economic situation there and based on the places I visited. So if you go at a different time and at a different and go to different places, I don't know, I mean you could experience different things. But having said that, most of these things, most of these quirks are expected to stay in the near future, and I'm only saying this because I want to encourage you guys to pack your own bags and get to Sri Lanka and experience Sri Lanka and make your own observations. And if you do have your own observations, please mention them in the comment section below. Alright, let's get started. This is a staple here in Sri Lanka, and it's hard to find a tourist place where this coconut breed is not found. It has lesser sugar, it has a distinct pinkish hue, it is full of water, it's a must try guys. If you visit Sri Lanka, please do try this, available at any local store. Okay, a lot of YouTubers have pointed out to this, and trust me, there's a logical explanation for it. Turns out that due to the high import duties, large appliances are really cheap at the duty free. And it's people who can afford a foreign holiday or who are working abroad, they happen to be the best customers for these shops. So where can the shops reach out to the best customers, and where can these customers who have their families or homes in Sri Lanka get the cheapest rate for these appliances? It's obviously at the duty free airport. So it's a win-win situation for everyone and everyone's happy. Crazy, right? That's right, when you go out on the street, you see a lot of different type of cars on the road, and many of them have an old make. So you have the old Opel, the old Toyotas, and you can really understand that they are from a different era. It feels as if like you've been transported back to the 80s and the 90s. Again, there is a perfectly logical explanation to this. Since the government has banned import of foreign cars because of their shortage of foreign currency, the people have no choice but they have to stick to the earlier models. And since Sri Lanka doesn't produce many cars internally, they do not have a lot of large production of car factories. So the value of these old cars keeps getting higher day by day as the demand keeps increasing day by day. So sometimes the cars, the old cars fetch a much higher price than the price that they were originally purchased for. But it looks really cute, and it feels like you are part of a vintage rally. So that's really nice. So continuing on this forex crisis that Sri Lanka has at the moment, as a tourist, I would advise you to really bring in your dollars and bring in your euros into the country, and do not exchange it for Lankan rupees before you come to Sri Lanka. The reason being that in Sri Lanka you will get a really good rate for these foreign currency because of their shortage of foreign currency. So you will get a really good deal for them. And in fact, although I don't recommend it, I have seen that there is a very big black market for foreign currency like dollars and euros. And it sells at a premium of around like 40 to 50 Lankan rupees more than the prevailing market price. So that's really crazy, and definitely again I'm going to make a disclaimer here. I'm going to go out and say that this is true for the time that I visited Sri Lanka. The situation might change over the next few years. I don't know that. Of course, you will find locals who are kind and generous in all parts of the world. But in Sri Lanka, the locals take hospitality to a different level altogether. Of course, a lot of locals would accept cash or gifts from tourists, but that's not the reason why they are extra kind to tourists. It's just that they have this inbred sense of hospitality among themselves, and they would like to go out on a limb for you. So it's a really safe, really clean destination. And mind you, Sri Lanka has the highest rate of literacy and cleanliness in Southeast Asia. Okay, it was like really surprising to note that for such a touristy place, 90% of the establishments do not accept credit cards. You go to the shop, you go to the restaurant, you even go to the hotel, they all ask for cash, which is like really weird. But the good news is that they have a lot of ATMs everywhere. There are a lot of banks. You'll find a lot of ATMs lined across the street. So you'll find a lot of these places. So there is never a shortage. Although I couldn't get a proper explanation from the locals for this, they claim, and I don't believe them, but they claim that since Sri Lanka was hit by the tourist sector was hit greatly by this pandemic, a lot of people gave up their credit card machines, and now since it's only opening up, a lot of people are just getting back their credit card machines, and it'll be better soon. That's what they say. But honestly, I don't buy that. So I don't know. Okay, so in the hillier regions of Ella and Nuwara area, I couldn't help but notice that a lot of restaurants and hotels, before any meal, they give a glass full of warm water. So I think it has something to do with the cold weather, but it's really nice, and it really feels like a respite from the cold, and it's quite pleasant, to be honest. So yeah. Well, it's no secret that tea is very essential to Sri Lankan economy, and they have some of the best tea estates in the region. Now, a lot of locals I have seen do not drink tea with milk, so I don't know what is the reason for that. Is it because they prefer their tea that way, or is it because it has something to do with some scarcity of milk or whatever? But the locals really know their tea. They can easily differentiate between a good tea and the bad tea. So that is something which I really liked about them, and I really respect that. This one's not pretty, but apparently right now Sri Lanka is going through a power crisis, and there's power cuts everywhere. Even in tourist places, it's sad to see that, but a lot of hotels also might not have backup facilities. So if you can't live without air conditioning in hot weather, or you are too sensitive to power cuts, I would suggest that you please do check the backup facilities at the hotel that you are planning to stay at before you go there. It's not uncommon to find Hindu gods and goddesses images in Buddhist temples. Take this shrine to the god Shiva, for example. It is located inside a vihara. While temple manners are important to the whole Indian subcontinent, in Sri Lanka it is stated explicitly, like, do not face your back to the statues or the photos of the gods, and it is considered disrespectful. Also, footwear is not allowed in the temples or near the statues, as it is considered a very holy ground. So I feel it's the responsibility of us tourists to respect the local culture and traditions and maintain goodwill wherever we go. There is a lot more to Sri Lanka than 10 quirks, and I really hope that you people have your own experience in Sri Lanka and enjoy and have a lot of fun. Do mention if you have any other observations in the comment section below. Do remember to subscribe. Until next time.